My dear students of section A1, A2 and B1, I am Raghavendra Pratap and I am here with some important content which we left behind to complete at the end. All the contents are explained with the reference of the respective units. Please go through these all on priority as these were the part of last year question paper of the university. So, here we start with this all. As I explained, some content which were left behind to discuss. The same is referred here, extra content which is not covered in all 5 units. What all the things we will discuss under the respective units. Nothing was left behind to cover later in the first unit. So we will not discuss anything, any content from the first unit. There are 3 content which we will discuss under the unit second. The first one is word formation, second one is derivatives, the third one is requisites of sentences. Third unit has 3 things to understand. I gave a template of agenda, I gave a new template of minutes of the meeting, and one very much important topic which is you attitude. This you attitude, this was the part of last year question paper as well. Unit 4 has 2 different contents. The first one is modifier and its types, and the second one is a extension of rule which we discussed already in subject verb agreement. Again I am highlighting a extension of a rule which we have already discussed in subject verb agreement. And unit 5 has only one content to discuss, which is communication at workplace. So these all content will be discussed in this video. The first part, word formation. Please try to understand this thing, word formation. Formation of a word in a language. This word formation is not a technique to apply with English language only. This is a technique, this is a process, this is a way which is being used in every single language of the world. There are some ways from which they carry new words. So formation of a new word is word formation. The same in linguistic, word formation is the creation of a new word. Word formation refers to the ways in which new words are made on the basis of other words. There are 11 different ways which helps us to form a new word. These all are as coinage, borrowing, compounding, blending, clipping, backformation, conversion, acronym, derivation, reduplication, inflection. These all 11 types of word formation processes helps us to get new word in English language. One by one we will go through these all. The first one is coinage. It is a way to invent a new word totally, that is called coinage. It is an invention of totally new word. Sometimes it is a name of a product from a specific reference. Coinage is a word formation process in which new word is created deliberately or accidentally. Means some words which are taken as words in the language are deliberately given or accidentally given. For an example, Google has become a word which is the name of a brand, which is the name of a company, which is the name of a browser. It has become a word now. Aspirin is the name of a drug, but it has become a word now to refer that medicine which helps to dilute the blood. What too has become a word, bandit too has become a word, and two words in India has become a word now as the device which helps you out to keep the mosquitoes away from a room or area all out. We ask to a relative, to a shopkeeper, do you have a all out? Do you have a good night? This is not just a reference. This is a name which they call. They never refer to a brand. So many coinage starts out as a brand names from everyday items. The second one is borrowing. Borrowing word formation is a way to borrow words from another languages. And we know English language borrowed words from Latin, words from Dutch, words from Spanish, words from Italian, words from Arabic, words from French, words from Turkish. It's a combination of many languages it where these combination formed to help a language effectively. The words which are taken from these all languages, for an example, as leek is a word which is taken from Dutch, barbecue is a word which is taken from Spanish language, piano which is taken from Italian language, sofa which is taken from Arabic language, croissant which is taken from French language, yogurt which is taken from Turkish language. This borrowing is a way of word formation. The third is compounding. Two or more words, two or more words joined together to form a new word is called compounding word formation. Very simple it is. Two or more words are joined together to form a new word is called compounding. Here, home is a word and work too is a word. With the help of the combination of these two words, a new word came into the picture as homework. Tooth is a word, paste is a word, a new word came into the picture as toothpaste. Pocket is a word, money is a word, a new word came into the picture as pocket money. And we know what pocket money refers to? The money which we get from the parents to spend in a day, in a week, or in a month is called pocket money. So this compounding was the third process or third way of forming words. The fourth one is blending. It is almost similar to compounding, but in blending only a part of words is combined. Again, I am reiterating, blending is similar to compounding, but in blending only some part of the word is combined. We will understand this definition with the help of few examples. Here there are two words, motor and hotel, and we know what motor means, which moves, and hotel, which gets us services. First two letters from motor and last three letters from hotel are taken to form a new word as motel, means movable hotel. First two letters from breakfast, last four letters from lunch are taken to form a new word as brunch, means which is neither a breakfast nor a lunch, means something which you're having in between of that, which is more than a breakfast and less than a lunch. With the help of smoke and fog, first two letters are taken from smoke as M and last two letters from fog. A new word is formed as smog, a combination of fog and smoke. Teleprinter and exchange, we got a new word as telex. This is a blending word formation. The fifth one is clipping. Clipping is a way to shortening a word. Very simple it is. Again I am reiterating. Again I am repeating it. It is a way to shortening a word by deleting one or more syllable. Again I am saying where you are deleting one or more syllable from a word and keeping that short is clipping process. Clipping word formation process. It has four different types. Back clipping, here, fore clipping, middle clipping and complex clipping. What is back clipping? In this type, beginning is retained to form a word. In other words, we can say the last or final part of the letter is removed to get a new word. For an example, facsimile. The word facsimile. In this word facsimile, IMILE is removed to form a new word FACS as fax. Ad is a word which is taken from advertisement. The first two letters are taken to form a new word as ad. Doc as doctor, exam from examination, gasoline from gas from gasoline, maths from mathematics, memo, this memo from memorandum, gym from gymnasium, pub from public, and pop from popular concert. This is a technique of backclipping, means removing few last letters of a word. Foreclipping, where we remove few letters from the initial stage of a word, or in other words we can say in this type final part is retained to form a word. For an example, we do call phone, which is the last part of telephone. Varsity, which is the last part of university. Shoot, which is the last part of parachute. Coon, which is the last part of raccoon. Gator, which is the last part of alligator. Pike, which is the last part of turnpike. Here I would love to highlight the meaning of pike and turnpike. Turnpike and pike is referred to a road where toll is collected to pass. The third one, middle clipping. In this type, the middle part is retained to make new words. For an example, if you visit a doctor because of a disease and if he says you have flu, it means this is a word which is originated from influenza. So this influenza is responsible to give us a new word as flu, which comes exactly in the middle of this word. Tect is referred to detective, which is exactly in the middle. Apollinaires gave us a word as poly, which refers to the kind of mineral water. Jams refers to pajamas. Shrink refers to heart shrinker, and heart shrinker or shrinker. Heart shrinker and shrink refers to psychiatrist. The fourth way of clipping is complex clipping. It is the shortening of compound words by preserving and combining its initial parts. Again I am highlighting. It is the shortening of compound words by preserving and combining its initial part, or can say first few syllables. For an example, photo op is a word which refers to photo opportunity. Sci-fi is a word which refers to science fiction. We know Hollywood movies are referred with science fiction. Mid-cult refers to a middle brow culture. Sitcom refers to situation comedy. And rom-com refers to romantic comedy. Forex refers to foreign exchange. And grandma, grandfather refers to grandmother and grandfather. This is a complex clipping where shortening of compound words by preserving and combining its initial parts. Next one is backformation. It is a way when a word is formed from another word by taking off what looks like typically affix in the word. Here, affix refers to the suffix and prefix both. For the better understanding, again I am repeating, it is a way when a word is formed from another words by taking off what looks like typical affix in the word. So, edit as a verb is taken from editor. Edit, E-D-I-T. Edit as verb is taken from editor. Television, television gave us a new word as verb, televise. Babysitter gave us a new verb as word, babysit. So these three words are formed with the backformation word formation process, backformation process. Conversion. It is a way to assign a new category of word to an already existing word. So simple it is. It is a conversion. To convert something. There is a word butter. It is a noun, but a new category of this word is referred to verb as well. This is a new way. This is a way to use the same word as verb with a way to use conversion technique to form a new word. Permit is a verb, but permit is referred as noun as well to show the entry certificate. Empty is an adjective, but it is used as a verb to show or to empty something. Must is an auxiliary verb, but it is used as a noun as well, a necessary or essential thing. Microwave is a noun, it's a device, but it is used as a verb as well to cook or to heat something in it. So this is a conversion technique where a word is responsible to give a different category of words. Acronym, one of the most simple way to form a new word. Here, NASA, never ever called as an ASA. We'd call this as NASA, means National Aeronautics and Space Agency. Commonly it is called NASA. Acronym is a way where words are derived from initial of several words. Like in India, All India Institute of Medical Science is named as AIMS. United Nations International Children's Emergency Fund is referred as UNICEF. United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization is named as actually UNESCO. Indian Space Research Organization is referred as ISRO, and Research and Analysis Wing is referred as RAW. So these are acronyms. The ninth process to get a new word is derivation, and this is one of the most common way to form a new word, where to affix is a way to form a new word. And I have already cleared affixes are those where we prefix and suffix some letters at the initial and at the end. For an example, happy. If you add un at the initial of this letter, it becomes unhappy. Another word. And if you are adding an ews at the end as suffix, it becomes as happiness. The same is here. Arrange, rearrange. So this is a process of derivation word formation. 10th is reduplication. Reduplication is a technique, is a way where the root or stem of a word is repeated exactly or with some slight changes. Again I am repeating, it is a way where root or stem of a word is repeated exactly or with a slight change. Like for an example, hocus pocus. Hocus pocus is a word which refers to that meaningless stuff which someone is using to hide the truth, which someone is using to trick a person. That is hocus pocus. There is a very much slight difference to the syllable. Hocus and pocus. The words obviously are different, but the frequency is almost the same. Humpty Dumpty. We know Humpty Dumpty. This is a character. As per the dictionary, Humpty Dumpty, an egg-shaped character in a nursery rhyme who fell off a wall and could not be put back together again. That is Humpty Dumpty. This is a reference to a character. This is formed. This word formed with a technique of reduplication. Boo boo is referred here. In Hocus Pocus, slight changes are given. Humpty Dumpty, slight changes are given. But in Boo Boo and Pee Pee, the exact repetition is used. Boo Boo refers to embarrassing mistake and Pee Pee to urinate. So this is a reduplication technique. Next one is, and the last one as well, inflection technique. Some changes to the base form of a word to express different grammatical category, such as to tense, to grammatical mode, to grammatical voice, aspect, person, number, gender, or case. If it is happening, this technique will be called as inflection technique, and it gives us too many new words. We will understand this technique with the help of a complete table. Here, if you have a noun and you want to change its number, you will get a new word with the inflection technique. Means if there is a word as flower, when you are adding s or such words where es are accepted, you will get a new word, flowers or does, for an example. Noun or pronoun, if you want to change the genitive case, you need to fix apostrophe s, only apostrophe, or only s to get a new word. Paul's, Francis, its. Pronoun with its reflexive case. When you add self or selves, you get a new word, yourself and yourselves, with the help of inflection technique. When you have a verb with the aspect of perfect tense, you add en or ed at the end of a word. Fall, fallen, finished, finished. So you get new words. When you have a verb and you want to change that into a tense, which is past, you add ed at the end and you get a new word altogether. Open as opened. So this is a new word formation. Verb with respect to the present tense, when you add s or ing at the end, you get altogether a new word as opens and opening. We know opens is used with a singular subject in the present indefinite tense. Adjective are changed with er and est to comparative degree and superlative degree, as smart from smart, smartest from smart. So with the help of this table, it is quite simple to understand inflection technique. This portion of unit 2 as derivatives will be discussed in the next video. So please stay at homes and be protective. Thank you very much for today. Bye bye. Take care.